In the bustling aisles of this American supermarket, my thoughts often drift back to the ancient streets of Athens, where an unassuming man named Socrates once walked. Born in 470 BC, he wasn't the embodiment of Greek god, like beauty. Rather, he was a stout figure with a flat nose and bulging eyes. His profession as a stonemason didn't fuel his soul. Instead, he roamed the city's squares and alleyways, posing the most perplexing questions to anyone who crossed his path. Socrates was unlike any other figure of his time. In a society where eloquence and persuasion were revered, he didn't seek power or appeasement through his words. His sole pursuit was truth, an insatiable curiosity that led him to question the very nature of justice, piety, and the human condition. While Athens thrived on spirited debates, with citizens striving to sway others with their oratory skills, Socrates had a different approach. In a time when fathers would hire sophists, masters of eloquence, to tutor their sons in the art of wielding words as weapons, Socrates engaged in a unique form of dialogue. He didn't lecture or preach. Instead, he encouraged others to express their beliefs and opinions, only to respond with skepticism and probing questions. When someone confidently proclaimed that courageous individuals never yielded, Socrates countered, "But do stubborn people not also refuse to yield? Are they courageous?" This back and forth dialogue continued until those who believed themselves wise were humbled, admitting their ignorance even in the simplest matters. Onlookers couldn't help but laugh at this spectacle of intellectual discovery. To Socrates, this wasn't a moment of shame, but a crucial step on the path to wisdom. When people confronted their own ignorance, they initiated a process of self-examination. False beliefs and superstitions fell by the wayside, replaced by informed opinions and wise decisions. Socrates never claimed to possess all the answers. His mantra was simple: "I know that I am ignorant." The youth of Athens were drawn to Socrates in droves. Many became his eager disciples, and the most illustrious among them, Plato, recorded the profound dialogues of the philosopher. These dialogues continue to illuminate Socrates' wisdom for generations. However, Socrates' unorthodox methods and relentless pursuit of truth also earned him adversaries. Many resented the troublemaker who had publicly exposed their intellectual shortcomings. He faced mockery, ridicule, and even confrontations in the bustling Athenian marketplace. The playwright Aristophanes, for instance, satirized Socrates as a prophet, hungry wordsmith who dared to suggest that clouds, not the almighty Zeus, were responsible for rainfall. The Athenians laughed heartily at this comedic portrayal. But the trials Socrates faced were far from comical. Some Athenians took their animosity to the next level, dragging him into a courtroom. They charged him with impiety and corrupting the youth, claiming that his unorthodox ideas would lead impressionable minds toward criminality. Socrates, in his defense, delivered a passionate plea. He argued that his life's work had been for the greater good of the public. Instead of accusations, they should be celebrating him with a grand feast, akin to the celebrations for Olympic champions. He would choose death over betraying the truth. The jurors, however, were furious. By a significant majority, they sentenced Socrates to death. But what they couldn't extinguish was the immortal flame of his ideas that would continue to light the path to wisdom for generations to come. As I stand here, scanning groceries and engaging with customers, I find myself pondering the enigmatic life of Socrates. How could a man so unconventional, so relentless in his pursuit of truth, be sentenced to death by his own society? The story of Socrates is a testament to the enduring power of ideas, the quest for knowledge, and the unyielding spirit of a philosopher who, even in the face of death, refused to betray the truth.